It's Louie, baby. It's Louie, baby. It's Louie, baby. And you are now rocking with them hip hop
It's
heads. Eat the poet, this blockchain's key component. That art chick be in my DM like I need a moment. I feel heroic, I'm goated, like should I show it?
What up, everybody? My name is Louie C. Rhymes, the NFT rapper, aka NF Trapper, and we are here with the crew for another episode of Music Mondays. Shout out to my people, shout out to my host, Jared T. What up, my guy?
What's up, guys? What's up, everyone? Natalie, I don't think we have like a dope nickname for you. What do you go by? Like, what do we call you? Like,
give us the
Louie's
lingo.
got, like the NFT rapper, NF Trapper. We gotta have something dope for Natalie.
I've heard many things on Clubhouse pertaining to
Yogi of violence.
The prophetess of violence.
I was gonna say, I always see you out here saying, protect your neck. So, like, I feel like we got to get something like that going on.
I know, figure it out. Well, I'll take suggestions from the audience, except
like
none of my friends, please.
Miss Crew, what up? What up?
Ow, dang, this week has gone by so, I feel like I just saw y'all yesterday. I'm like, what day is it? So yeah, shout out to y'all. Happy to be with all of you on this beautiful Monday night.
Indeed. Well, I think we got a pretty cool show lined up right here. We've got an awesome guest that we're going to intro here in just a minute, Mr. Jon Waltz. Super excited to have him and get into his music and hear his story and all this. But real quick, before we get into the full intro with that, kind of our TLDR topic for the week is going to be Songadayman, Jonathan Mann. If you guys haven't heard, Jonathan Mann has been making a song a day for over 13 years. It's the absolute wildest shit. I mean, it's the audio version of Beeple, right? Like, it's absolutely crazy. And I don't want to lump him in with that. Like, he's definitely his own guy. Like, it's just making, like, it's just a crazy project. I've never heard like the amount of dedication with that. But he's been kind of uniquely enabled, I think, by the whole Web3 and NFT side of things lately, where he's now been able to aggregate this whole thing. He had a drop at the beginning of the month to celebrate 13 years, sold all his NFTs, was wildly successful, sold out really quick. I tried to jump in on the drop and I didn't get one because it just went that fast. And now he's turning this into a DAO and owners will have governance and this and that. So what do you guys think? Like, this is a really cool, I mean, like, this is kind of the best use case for NFTs and Web3, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump right in. This is to me, I think we talked about this, I don't know what week it was, but I said the projects need to become the platform. And I think that's what he's doing with the DAO. I definitely looked at like, what he had for the DAO in terms of like what he had set up, and he definitely has already a business established, but it's like, shared ownership and governance. It seems cool as fuck to be able to monetize something that most people, I think, who have done something similar probably haven't been able to monetize, similar to the way that the kid who went viral and sold, Med Millies or Billies, I don't know how much he made, but the kid who did the selfies, and much respect to him. Good for him. But yeah, I mean, the talent that this guy's got is amazing. You love to see growth like that. You love to see an artist who puts it on the line raw. I'm a big perform live kind of guy. His content being performed live, what he did with Rizzle's birthday song recently, just shouts out to Jonathan Mann. Completely love the vibes, completely respect the constant grind. And I just love that you're like always in our face with it. And I think it just works, man. Shout out to you. Definitely.
Yeah, he got into, so Seed Club has which one of the DAOs out there in this crazy Web3 world, they have a kind of acceleration or accelerator thing going on. And so he actually got into this recent round of the accelerator. And so I'm super happy for him to be in company of like incredible folks like Jess and Nicole at Seed Club, where they're incubating some of the dopest and like hottest kind of DAOs and communities in the space, and really kind of showing them and helping them navigate what the space is actually about. And I think the people that you meet in this space, just a quick reflection, is like can really dictate like what your journey is going to look like or not going to look like. And so I'm super happy that he got into that and people really understood like what he was doing. I'm also super excited to see people really see him like for real, and like really see the work that he's been putting in for like hella years. And so yeah, he was a part of our MVMF thing back in October and very early on, and like super happy to see him like out here winning and doing the damn thing. And so everybody's here the talk of the town.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and that's I mean, you put it very well there. It's just super dope to see somebody win like that. Like, I mean, win in a big way and well deserved. I mean, the amount of work that he's doing, and the best part is like, so he gets songs that like, you know, can hit like, you know, the right emotional chord and this and that too. But a lot of his are just like real fun and light too. So like there was one he posted where it's like, Chechnya is not Czechoslovakia or something like that. And like I listened to it, it was like the funniest thing. And it like I feel like it's got to be an inside joke with him and somebody else somewhere. But I was like, where does this come from? Or you remember how we talked about Beanie got doxxed? He made a Beanie like I hate your propeller hat song. I forget the words.
We got a diss track. We got a Beanie diss track.
Yes. Yeah. Jonathan Mann did it. Jonathan Mann is, you know, battle singing out here. So
dude, the vibes for sure. Like even the one on his website where you mint his NFTs, it's like he's like explaining to you that he wants to sing a song that he's not really equipped to sing, and it's this more like ballad style song, and he's singing it, and he's literally telling you, he's like, but it's because I really want to sing this song. Like those are the words. Like he's making a rhyme or whatever, and it's just like it's so cool. I respect that because there's two levels of it. As an artist, all artists who mature and grow and become better over time go through that. But to have it on film and to have it documented chronologically is just so fire. Like to be able to look back at it, and now it's on the blockchain, so now it's public, and now it'll live on. It'll be a digital. That's a historic piece of, you know, artwork forever for sure. So,
for sure.
On that note,
so I'm super excited. I guess we'll just go ahead and roll right into it. Louie, if you want to cue the music for our man Jon Waltz, we'll give you a little like 45-second snippet of his most recent song. If I'm not mistaken, he just released this last week. The song is called Trainwreck, and then we'll get to know Jon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna have that. Just gotta change my screen real quick. But yeah, very excited to have Jon Waltz up here. Gonna give you a quick little snippet of this song. Here we go. Let's share our screen. Here we go. I'm gonna try to about 40 seconds. Okay.
Days I'm out of my head. I think that's good more than bad. Feel like the world's in the palm of my hand. Oh yeah, yeah. These days I grab gasoline, then pour it all on my sounds. Just shave my head, it look clean. It's all part of my plan.
Give it up, give it up, give it up for Jon Waltz. Are you there, Jon Waltz? I'm gonna stop sharing my stream. What up?
Yo, what's good?
What's up, man?
Pleasure to have you here, man. Excited. What up?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I feel like, you know, all of y'all are legends in your own right. So it's cool. I feel like I like especially when I first got into like Web3, like I feel like I saw a lot of y'all's faces. I guess not. I saw a lot of y'all's profile pictures like for hours on end, and like, yeah, like it's pretty crazy.
Well, super excited to have you. It was really cool, just to give people a little background about like how I actually met Jon. I was sitting there browsing catalog, and he made, he has a lot of really good music, and one of them really struck with me called Black Gold, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I bid on it, and it was crazy. Like, I don't know, it's more than what I've ever spent on music before, but like I wanted to go for it. And it was really cool. Then he reached out, we kind of connected, this and that. And so now we're here. But I think what we want to do, if you don't mind, like I want to get into it and kind of hear your background. Like I know, doing some research and whatnot, that you kind of like started to get like large on the scene, like from a pretty young age. If you could just kind of talk about like your journey and like how the music has led you down this path, and like where you are now and what you're looking forward to and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I've been making music like I've been making it for a minute, like probably since like 2013. But like I didn't really take it seriously until like 2016. And yeah, like I was kind of like one of the, like when SoundCloud like became a thing, I feel like I was like the first person in my little friend group to like, like post a song on SoundCloud. And like I remember like at the beginning of it, like it would be like, like 50 plays here and there, 100 plays if I was lucky. And like like I posted one song and like it got like 500 plays like overnight. And I'm like, yo, like Justin Bieber must have posted this shit. Like it was like blowing up. And yeah, like that kind of like gave me the confidence to be like, all right, like I can at least try music as like a viable option to like monetize my art. And yeah, like I kind of like, I feel like I'm butchering my little origin story, but yeah, I feel like a lot of it was like also like coming up in the same time that Chance the Rapper kind of like blew up. Seeing somebody, completely independent, be able to have a career or even be an artist on that level, always made me feel like, okay, like I can be an independent artist, and like, still be able to like grow my movement up. But yeah, it's interesting because, I feel like Chance's situation is very unique to him specifically. But I do think there's a lot of things like independent artists can take note of from, how he maneuvered himself.
Yeah, I don't disagree too. And I remember, you mentioned to me at one point you did have, it was like a potential like label interest on there, and you had a contract and you had something that you could have potentially done. So just recently on one of the episodes, we were talking about how the streaming and the labels and this and that, like they kind of take the lion's share of the revenues that is generated by your creative. You want to speak to that a little bit and kind of what your experience was like with that?
Yeah, it was like, I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't have real anxiety until I got into the music industry. Like I think like I think a large part of it, because like it's also an area, and if you're any type of artist, like this applies to you as well. It's just like, if you're making art, you're selling a piece of yourself in some shape or form, whether that's an idea or a song, or you're painting something, like you're selling a piece of yourself. And there's like a weird midpoint of, like business opportunities or whatever. And like, this is like a weird, like kind of like line to maneuver, because it's so nuanced, and like, it only applies to like the world of creatives for the most part. So yeah, I feel like my entire career, any talks with labels have always, like, even if I like the person like that was, trying to like sign me or whatever, it was, there was always a disconnect, because the thing is if any major label tries to sign you, the terms are going to be like 80-20 in their favor, like at best. Like even if you are like The Weeknd or somebody, like you're still not making a crazy amount. So there's always that piece that just like I'll never be able to like latch onto as an idea. Like I could never just like sleep at night if I just like, signed away the rights to like basically all my ideas for, like the majority of my career in perpetuity. That P word, it'll get you.
Dude,
They all do.
I'm vibing with you hard right now because I know I'm anxious too. Just thinking about the music industry makes you angry. You said you didn't really have anxiety until you got into the music industry. Was there anything that made you the most anxious? Like, what was it? Is it the suits that are just trying to cop you and steal your soul for that 80%? Is it the lack of focus that you might have on the music because you're worrying about all different types of things that go on outside of the music that have to do with the deal? Like, what is it? Because I have the anxiety from likes, comments, and views validation type shit. You know what that is, right? We all know what that is. So I want to pick your brain a little bit. Talk about it, fam.
Yeah, no, I think it's a combination of everything. I feel like at a certain point in my career, because I didn't take like some of the offers that were given to me, like I went through a phase probably like 6 to 8 months where there's like every single song that I made was just like, I'm mad depressed. I don't want to make music. I need to get a regular job. like every song, like from that time period was just that one thing over and over again. And like it's just like, yeah, it feels like debilitating because like a lot of my career was like talking to like an indie distributor or a major label, and then like we negotiate for a few months. They send a contract over, and I'm like, I can't do this, and it would just fall through, and we'd do the same process again, and I would take a whole 6 months. And by the time the music came out, it just already felt stale. So I was like, all right, I gotta find a better way to sustain myself because this ain't it.
Hell yeah, man. So I'm glad you found the better way. You have found, well, it seems like at least you're definitely onto it because I see you out here on NFT platforms. I see you out here being Web3 relevant. So it's exciting to see. But even before we get to the Web3 relevance, like, so one of the things that I struggle with, I'm talking artist to you. I don't really get to have these talks with artists. So I like to ask, like, how do you manage that anxiety? Like, do you, like, for me, when I write and I get writer's block, I got to get up and I got to move, or if I'm upset about something else in my life, I got to exercise, or I got to like, maybe go listen to some audiobook shit or whatever. But like, is there anything that like you particularly find joy in that maybe brings you a little bit of relief in terms of like, all right, I can come back to the present moment and remember that although I'm caught in this depressing loop of making songs about how I don't want to make songs, it's going to lead me to the place where I know I got to be, kind of thing.
Yeah, I really feel like, especially because the pandemic happened, like one thing that helped me was just like going outside and walking, or like calling my mom or something, just to like talk, like just like like really simple shit that I wasn't doing before. And like, yeah, I feel like my relationship with my family has like improved a lot because of that. Cause yeah, like I think like just on a human level, a lot of the times when I have felt anxious, like it's kind of like a very like, push everybody away type of thing. But I kind of like had to like force myself to work through it a little bit more because, that's not healthy.
I feel you, my brother. I've been there. I've totally been there. Jared T, I don't want to co-op your combo, but I want to lead him into the Web3. I want to. Can we talk about that? What you got?
Real quick though, I want to jump in and grab Natalie right here because I have a feeling how Natalie resorts to violence. And I want to see, like, John, like maybe Natalie's got some tips for you, like maybe some we get into the.
Apparently, Jon got all the tips for us. So he's out here moving mean in the streets. People ask me in Clubhouse room, they didn't even in the space, who is Jon? I'm like, who are you? I'm like, who are you? So, Jon gonna have like 3 tips for us by the end of this conversation. That's all I'm gonna say.
Natalie's profile picture means what's beef. That's what it means. We out here.
I did have one more question for you, Jon, before we start to move on to the Web3 side of things. So like, so knowing that you're from Memphis and knowing like I can hear the influence, like especially in like there's one track in particular when I was listening to Monochrome, the actual track Chrome, that I can really hear the Memphis sound. Like I can hear kind of like the lo-fi, like but the heavy bass at the same time kind of thing. In some of the songs you talk about like needing to get away from Tennessee, but then, to me, you said how like, that's where that's home. Can you kind of maybe like expand on that? Like, your desire to branch out, but like what ultimately keeps you at home?
Yeah, like I just feel like my like soul just like belongs to Memphis for better or worse. But I mean, I appreciate it, but it's also like fucking dangerous. like people will be getting shot over literally nothing every day. So like, yes, it's a kind of different dynamic, just living here. But I feel like it's such a like the spirit of people in Memphis is like unlike, I know everybody say this about their hometown or whatever. So, I guess take it with a grain of salt, but like it really do be like that in Memphis. It's like everybody just like has a different type of energy. Like it's like you only run into specific types of people only in Memphis. Like, I don't know. It's just a whole like cultural thing. Like, just, I don't know, man. It's just like, I love everything about the people.
Well, if you were going somewhere else, where would it be?
Can I pick anywhere on the map?
Anywhere you want.
Anywhere.
Man, I don't even know. I have no idea. I feel like if I could choose, I would like move somewhere random with a bunch of mountains or something. Just like have a dog farm and just like never to be seen again type shit.
It's such a hard question. I go deep, like it's not like I would never be able to answer that question either. It's just about giving me good people that I could be with and being taken care of, having good health. That's it. Whatever. And the vibes in Memphis, I can only imagine. I know that's a musical city for sure. And I have some friends who actually I met in college that were from there. But yo, I know we were going. I want to get to that point of like how you got into the Web3, but I like even your style. Like I'm not gonna act like, so I listen to a lot of music, but like I don't stay current necessarily. I just know artists as I see them and I come and go across them. But you're clearly a singer / rapper in a very, very stereotypical of somebody who's going to call you something. But when I listen to a singer / rapper, most of the time, we get that like Drake sing rap vibe. And from you, like I get something so much like wider. And from listening to the songs, like you could try to put you in one box, and then I listen to the next song, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is not doing the same shit. And that is what excites me about you the most, like for real. And we'll talk about your specific songs. The one Bang like blew me away. But any particular like influences directly on like that type of flow that you have? I mean, you have your own sound, and I respect that. And as an artist, not that I don't like it, but when people tell me like, "Yo, Lou, you sound like M, you sound like J, you sound like Jada," like it's cool, it's nice, but it's like I want to sound like Lou, and I really think you sound like Jon. Like that's your own thing. But any inspiration in terms of how you go about it?
Yeah, like I feel like for a while, like the majority of my career making music, like 80%, I'd say 80% of the songs I ever made in my career were like really bad, but the other 20 were really good, and those are the ones that everybody heard.
Hey, I love
like,
that.
Yeah, but it's just like a lot of trial and error, and just like whatever sticks. Like All right.
So many rappers,
single,
so many rappers will be like, yo, ain't nothing whack ever came out my mouth. And it's like, really? Because then you never improved, fam. Like, I get it. Like, you want to pride yourself on being the greatest, but like, I'll tell you this right up. A lot of whack shit came out of my mouth. And to hear you say 80-22, like, that's how I feel like I'm even, I feel like I'm 90-10 maybe. But like, you know what it is. You got to write a lot of rhymes.
Yeah, low key.
But yo, so
I do want to ask Natalie something too. So John told me he's like an encyclopedia of like, I don't know if you were referring to Memphis hip hop, or just Southern hip hop in general. And I say this to everybody. Natalie might know like be the encyclopedia, like the whole version of it. So like Natalie, like if you had to reference, I want to see where we line up with John here. If you had to reference, maybe your favorite Memphis sound on the hip hop scene, what would you go with?
You ain't even gotta go further than LaChat and Gangsta Boo.
Okay.
Yo, LaChat takes it back, man.
I like super early LaChat, not like recent stuff. No shade to LaChat. I don't want to beef. We can have
right. No smoke.
No smoke. But LaChat, Crumbs to a Brick, like all the kind of work that she was putting out at that time. Just kind of spoke to kind of the Memphis landscape. I would also say like not a specific musician, but I won this random ass trip. I never remember signing up for it, to Memphis in May, I believe it's called. And I was like, this lady had sent me an email like, oh, you won this trip to Memphis. I'm like, what are you talking about, lady? You trying to spam me or something? And my mom was like, oh, just check out the attachment. I'm like, you about to get my computer jacked up. And so I did look at it, and it was like super legit. Like it was super legit. And so I went to Memphis with my mom, hell of a fluke too. And they put us up in a nice hotel. And I would say hands down, people talk about Bonnaroo and Coachella, but that was like hands down one of the dopest festivals. We watched some weird ass kind of heavy metal band from like Sweden. Then we watched some I think it was Gary, can't remember his name. Anyways, there was super like wide variety of like artists that played that particular festival, and it was crazy. Then Public Enemy came on, and I didn't realize my mom was really fucking with Public Enemy till they came on, and I was like, "Get me out of here!" So we had VIP, all the shebang, and it was incredible. So if you ever in Memphis during the time they had that festival, go. I highly recommend getting VIP because bomb ass festival, incredible artists. So yeah. Love Memphis. Also the food. Shout out to the food and the non-official taxi drivers. Totally recommend.
Instead of the time works all the time for sure. We got you, fam. So like let's kind of get into how you got here, right? So now it's Web3 time. We talk, like you said before, like music industry is anxious, causes you mad anxiety. Me too, bro. It's like it's a fucking crabs in a bucket type thing. You get here, we find you, we see you, we hear your music. We're like, yo, this motherfucker's dope, right? You're out here, you're minting NFTs. You're on the Web3 side of things. Talk about it. How'd you get here? What's the experience been like? Just you're here now.
Yeah. So I kind of like I think it kind of came on my radar in 2020. Like as the pandemic began, or like maybe I don't really know, maybe March. But I didn't get it. I thought it was, all I saw was apes and CryptoPunks, and I didn't really understand the context or like why people were spending this much money on these things, and like I was kind of like just like hesitant about it at first. But I saw like a lot of my friends who were like graphic designers, who were like really dope, but like just like they never were respected or heard on the level that I really felt that they should have been. And I saw them like keep preaching Web3 NFTs, and it kind of like weaned me in a little bit, because I was like, all right, like how do I get into this? And they were like, yo, first thing, community. Just jump into spaces, jump on Clubhouse, listen to everything, everybody, all the time. So like I started doing that, and it was at a time where like I had like I had started like considering talking to labels again. So I was in talks with people. But you know, like story goes, like I got another ridiculous looking contract and I was like, fuck this, I'm good. Let me just like, I just got introduced to this new world. Like, let me try it out and just like see what happens. So, and I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I really got to do this. So I like sat down and like, you know, like like it's a bit obsessive or whatever, but like I was really like legitimately waking up 8 a.m. like to 5 a.m. on spaces, listening every single day. And like, I was just surprised at how much how willing everybody was to help each other out. And like, that was kind of like what like really just like pulled me in all the way. Cause like, especially just coming from Web 2 music shit, like that was just like such an unheard of thing to me. And that like really stuck with me. And then I saw a lot of my friends who were artists, namely like Ibn Iglor was like one of the bigger ones, who like, yeah, like I've known Ibn since 2013. So just like, wow. Right, like really, really, really long shit. And like, I remember I reconnected with them after the pandemic began, but like, you know, we just kept in contact, but like nothing crazy. But yeah, I think just like seeing like the courage and just like the openness and just like how willing everybody was to share their experiences, you know, in life that led them up to here and just share information, like that shit gave me hope in humanity again. Because for a second I wasn't feeling it at all. So like it was cool that like this thing came to me and like it has legitimately changed my life, which is crazy because like I can't even, I don't even like it's just really mind blowing to me, like how like crazy this whole thing is.
Bro, I think we're all there with you. I think literally all three of us all feel that same way. Like, you know, especially like you want to talk about the Clubhouse and Spaces grind, like that's Natalie. Like, holy smokes. Like there's like not one room that I hop in ever that Natalie's not there. Sometimes I feel like she's like tracking me. And I'm like, what is going on here? But like,
that's how you feel.
I think all of us agree though.
How you really feel, fam?
The space is like super accepting. And like, you know, there's dickheads here and there, but like for the most part, I think like everybody's just like super like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's work together. Let's help each other. And like, that's what's so refreshing about it. And so like, I feel you 100% on that.
Yeah. You talked about like, yeah. So you talked about joining communities, my community, right? That I'm in the, dude, everything you're saying, like I can relate because that's, you know, it's just so similar to what I've been through. My community, right? The community that I kind of like joined with, that I got into Web3 with was Cypher. Cypher's like this Web3 decentralized app that basically lets you generate a beat from a artificial intelligence bot and then rap or sing on that and then mint that onto the blockchain. And you could like do it through this like little local DAW they got in like this website that their app, you know, uses, or, you know, you go to access. So anyway, it resonates what you were said about how everybody's so nice, because there, like, I had been to rap ciphers before, and I'm out here on Instagram competing against like 500 motherfuckers to win a fucking tournament for like $500. And there are people who are as nice as Eminem in that bitch, and there are bars coming out from all left and right, different angles and shit. And then I get to the cipher, and like, I will not lie, there wasn't, as, in my opinion, as many crazy bars, although there were, and there were quite a few people who could rap, but we weren't like trying to rip each other's fucking heads off and like mop the floor with each other. And like, I was surprised by that. I didn't know how to take that at first. I was like calling these motherfuckers on the side, like, yo, we like, this is cool, right? You feel good about it? I'm like, yeah, I feel good. I'm like, bro, it's fucking crazy. Like, we are not trying to kill each other right now. What the fuck is going on? But so I say all that to say Do you have any kind of like moments in the metaverse, but like in Web3, in your community before? Because I guess I want to get into your music soon too to show some of these songs. But I want to ask, like, what's your OG communities, right? Like my OG communities is the Cypher community, Token Smart, Avastars. So even if you might not think we know of them, just shout them out. Like, where is there a certain place that you have been chilling with people and involved in certain communities? Where's your spot, or where's your home in the metaverse, kind of?
No lie, when I first got into this, like the I'll say kind of like the main 3 spaces I'll really pop into was like Goku NFT GM show, and then what else? Really anything that Black Dave was in, because like,
Me too.
like straight, I used, cause like it was just like,
you taught me so much. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like literally, like I kind of like just like sat like a fly on the wall with a lot of Black Dave spaces, like a lot of Ebb Balloon, and I don't even know what space titles I'm talking about even now, but I'll just be hopping in shit and just listening for hours. I'd be looking at the people in there and I'm like, all right, and then the topic, and I'm like, all right, bet, like this kind of my speed right here. Let me chill in here while I'm cleaning the house or whatever,
You'll go into a lot of them. You got to check the temperature on them.
Oh, for sure. And then because I'd be going in there trying to get a little inspiration. So like I'm trying to be moved while I'm in the space. Like I'm trying to get motivated and whatnot. So I got to be listening to people who are gonna motivate me. And yeah, like
Black Dave is
a lot
ideal for that.
Yeah,
for sure. And yeah, I mean, in with Black Dave specifically, I just remember how like easy it was to hit him up and be like, yo, I got a question about this, and this. Like what's your take on it? Like, do you think I should do this? And like he was just like, yo, here's a list of things you can read. And like he was like, here's some more resources. Here's this, and this. And it's like, bro, like you never get people that exist like that in real life. Like
they'll charge you at least $50 just for a link.
Bro, I'm surprised he didn't send me an invoice for consultation after that. Like I was like straight up, and like I was like it's crazy that like people are just like this open to sharing information. And once I realized that was like how everything was, I'm like yo, like we like this is, everybody needs to be on this. Like we really all need to be moving as one in a unit with this shit, because like this is legitimately like industry changing, literally art industry period changing shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, and we're gonna see it. We're in the process of seeing it now, and I think what's gonna come of this is there's gonna be a lot more indie. There's gonna be new platforms and big money will get in, but I think indie artists like us will be able to make our projects, serve as platforms for other artists and things like that, and it'll allow us to have really kind of like a foundation in the Web3 game. And to be completely honest, I don't know how long the opportunity to make yourself a part of that foundation is going to be, because of the way that motherfuckers are out here just, selling their soul for anybody's brand. Let's just call it in. Look at Natalie. She's choosing violence. I can see her. I'm not responsible for Natalie's actions. I know Kane isn't, but I got to back that up myself.
I don't know. I think we got another year to kind of really get our shit together and start to build these pipelines in this ecosystem, and like throw some real cement on there, some real thick cement, because at the end of the day, like we already have a lot of people that are money, that have resources that come from the music industry. I was actually in a room yesterday. My homeboy had threw shout out to Jerry, the Anthony Hamilton NFT drop, and like I know that people were so disconnected from this space, just how they rolled it out. But Jerry's like hella dope. He's one of the dopest hosts on Clubhouse as far as like big events goes. However, I understood, like I sat in a room like later on, I think it was yesterday after that anyways, and there's music industry people talking about, they're like, oh, the NFTers took up too much time, and they were just bitching, and I'm just like, bro, like y'all don't even get this shit, like we they don't even realize like what's actually happening, like it's really like a revolution out here, and I don't say that lightly, like people are out here like really putting their blood, sweat, and tears, and like sweat equity on the line, and like building with each other, and like hosting events. And like I know that my homeboy Vandal hit me up the other day, I was like, oh, check this out, or I can hit up DJ Lethal Skills or Skrilla and be like, yo, like how do I do this shit? And they're like, just do this, and I'm like, I don't understand what this means, but they were like, okay, I got you, I'm gonna teach you what this is. And so like that's just a general ethos and like vibe of this space. And so, but I think we really need to kind of look at like where we're going and start to assess and interrogate like where we've been and like what we're actually trying to do as a community, and like really start to like clean out the aisles a little bit of certain people, so we can make sure that we hold kind of that ethos tight, because that's going to create like the sustainability in the space for artists like Jon and other folks that we know, because motherfuckers out here with pitchforks, we got to come out here with bonfires and gats and other shit.
They can't believe it, Natalie. They can't believe it because they've never seen an idea that can actually. They're like, these people can have this much power and can have this much rights of their own and what they're doing and completely not need control from central. Like they can't fucking understand it, because we are actually that powerful in that regard right now. We have the complete, control over our fate without the fucking middlemen.
We have no idea. They're in the room. It was the whole conversation. I was like, I had it on play. Some of my friends were listening to it on Zoom or whatever, and we're just all like hella laughing. They're like, y'all are spending all this money on JPEG frogs and all this stuff, and you music people are selling your videos and doing this and that. You think you ain't got to be down with it? It was so hilarious. And typically people respond very differently, and I'm like, bro, like this is just a sign, like an omen to me, like what we're actually doing and the power that we have in this space. It's I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I've been a part of a lot of underground movements. I've been a part of a lot of DIY, like super dope kind of spaces and stuff. But this space, this environment, this community, the global community, in fact, it's electrifying, it's inspiring, it's all the things. So we got this. We just got to hold on to each other and make sure that we understand where we're all going collectively and individually, because man.
We have to give it the foghorn, ladies and gentlemen. We have to give it the foghorn.
Violence.
Natalie Crew chooses violence, takes us in the direction that we need to go with this Web3 music shit. But we got like 11 minutes, and I want to get to this. I don't want to miss out on this.
We got a little bit longer. We started about 7-8 minutes late, so we got some time.
Okay, my fault. Okay,
but if you want to go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, so
let's go.
I want it, dude. Like these, look. We got us a Web3 artist right here, right? We got us a real deal Web3 artist. He's sitting in front of us. Let's put on some of his music. Let's talk to him about it. This kind of fucking shit, Jon Waltz. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And I could fucking say it no matter who the fuck these words and sounds their mouth it came out of. It wouldn't matter, because this shit is fire, and it's so real, man. It's so real. It really fucking resonated with me. Just being a teacher, I literally listened to it probably like 3 times. It's car music. The man's got car music. Check him out. You can bump him from the vehicle, roll something up, do what you got to do. Check it out. So first song we're gonna play right now, I'm gonna get my screen share up, is Bang. This song, I really was blown away by it. We're definitely playing the whole thing of this one, and I want you to talk about it. And I know this one's a little bit older. I know it's from kind of back in the day before Web3, but it really fucking blew me away. So I want to show you.
And the visuals are something else too. Like,
yeah. I gotta throw out, I was literally 17 when I made this, and you could tell my puberty wasn't done all the way. I just gotta throw that out there.
You got charges to the game.
But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Exactly. Like Natalie said, charges to the game. We got credit on that car, baby. We got credit on that car. All right, so here we go. I'm going to... My fault. We good.
Yeah. couple L's. I take some downers with them. I up a couple uppers. Now they all clowning with us. I get a bowl of liquor. Them people drowning with us. But if I die because of that, well, they still crowning misses. Memories drowning pictures. I'm giving sounds to give them. Life in a new meaning. And a silhouette had me screaming. And I woke up and I was beaming. And I pray to God I was dreaming. And reality hit my screaming. I'm screaming, pulling in pain like left my home with a dream and a cigarette. My girlfriend say a nigga dead. Heard that pistol pop pop. Bang bang, hair leaking on the high rocks. Bang bang, said I'm leaving, so I left my home with a dream and a cigarette. My girlfriend say a nigga dead. Heard that pistol pop pop. Bang bang, hair leaking on the high rocks. Bang bang, said I'm leaving. Oh, she hides from all the danger. She straightens facial makeup. She loves being stoic. Said you couldn't tame her. You didn't take the advice, and all of your advice try to claim her. But you couldn't change her. Her bed sheets are made up. But she ain't got no shit to hide, right? That Subaru with no grip tonight, right? She drive it, then she get it right. Night. Like this is me, not all the things she likes, so she leaving. She probably left her home with a dream and a cigarette. Boyfriend say his chick is dead. Heard that pistol pop pop. Bang bang, hair leaking on the hot rocks. Bang bang, said she leaving, so she left her home with a dream and a cigarette. A boyfriend say his chick is dead. Heard that pistol pop pop. Bang bang, hair leaking on the hot rocks. Bang bang, said she leaving. I'm coughing my sarcophagus, lungs is filling with toxins. It's really not what I used to be. Usually I'm an honest kid. Honestly lost my honesty. Probably my integrity messed with me. Pour that thing and then leave his brains on the end of the street. Left my home with a dream and a cigarette. My girlfriend say a nigga dead. Heard that pistol pop, pop, pop. Heard that pistol pop, pop, pop. Bang, bang.
Jon Waltz right there. Bang. Jon Waltz. At what point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. At
Chase
what
First
point,
Banking.
hold on, sorry, okay. I'm getting so many different windows. At what point do you have that song and you have that video? Like, talk about that. Like, the way that you created the video and the song together. I mean, obviously talk about the overall, but I'm interested in that. Like, where did the production of the video and the the inspiration for the video in conjunction with the song come? And did you have anything to do with the way that it was filmed and the way that that was all put together?
Yeah, so I gotta say, I was weird listening. I really have not listened to that song much since I dropped it. That was weird. Like,
that's good, man. Like growing opportunities.
But yeah, no, I think we made that, like, it was me and my best friend. I think we made that when I was like 17 in math class, and I like showed him this little loop, and I was like, what if we like make it, because I was like really into like kind of like alternative sounding drums at the time. Like I listened to a lot of like the XX, a lot of Kendrick, a lot of Drake, a lot of A$AP Rocky. I'm sure you could tell if you listen to the song. But yeah, like I wanted the drums to kind of hit like more like an alternative song. And I didn't want it to be like, you know, super heavy hi-hats and like bass and like, you know, just like, you know, I don't even know who was hot back then. Bangladesh or.
So are you producing it, Jon? Are you like, when you're making it, are you making these beats?
Nah, but like I'm very much like in tune with the creative process. So like I'll usually like kind of like steer the song in the right direction. Like if I don't like the way a sound texture feels, or like a certain drum hits, like I'll try and tweak it. Or like I'm big on like, you know, resampling vocals and like using little vocal triggers and like that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm like definitely like very into the whole like creation process of the song.
Right. Any real life moments that you can recall from that song that like any moments that you think of in your real life when you hear that song, like stuff that we might not hear in the song, but like when that certain line or when you just listen to it the first time in years, you're thinking of this part of your life or like something that resonates with you when you hear it or something like that from that part of your life?
Yeah, like at that point in my life, I was going to a lot of like a lot of like house parties, but like a lot of them would be in like the hood. So like sometimes, something would happen. And it was just like I feel like it kind of like steered me towards the song. But that I don't know, like it was definitely just like a point of my time or a point of my life where like, I still wasn't like worrying about paying bills or like I was just like making shit and like I didn't even know anybody was gonna hear it. Like I was just kind of like making it and then just like putting it out, like not thinking of, because like if you make music, nobody tells you this. I'll be the first person to tell people when they sign up to make music, people will question you about your lyrics and they ain't gonna put that shit in your real life, even if it's not in your real life. So you need to watch what you say.
Yeah,
Cause like cause people will press you about your lyrics. And that's something I didn't realize until I was like in my 20s and like my mom would send me a text like, hey, you said something in the song. Like, what you mean by that? And I'd be like, hey, I did not think you were gonna listen to this at any point in your life.
That's funny.
It's such a thing because everybody's completely different and some people attach themselves to words more in depth than others and in certain moments and whatnot. And it's such a thing, like I'm one of those artists that's like I overthink, right? But like I sometimes find myself in places where I'm not overthinking and it just comes out. So I respect what you're saying. It's like sometimes you just want it, if it sounds good and it feels right the way you're saying it, it's like, yeah, it might be a little bit rambunctious of me to say or whatever it is, but this is the way I feel and it feels right, and sometimes it's just the way you got to do it. But that's a cool thing. So we have Bang, right? We have two other songs I want to play also. I don't want to take too much time because I want to get to them all. Jared T, stop me if I'm missing anything.
Yeah, give me like when we get into the next one, if we can get like 60 seconds of that one, because the last one that we have queued up has visuals as well too. So I'd like to everybody to be able to see that one. But this one, this next one, Black Gold, like again, this is how I discovered Jon's music. Doesn't have the visuals attached to it, but I really love the sound. I really love what you did with it. And I think it shows progression, especially as I've listened to all of your whole catalog here. So,
hell yeah, let's get it. Black Gold, Jon Waltz, check it out. Give you the first 60 seconds. Try to make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. This is on catalog. We'll talk about that after in a second. Here you go.
Ring around Rosie. Vibrate. Ashtray. That's the American spirit. That's the American spirit. That's the American spirit.
You've been lighting up the skyline like gold. You've been dirtying my skin like gold. You've been lighting up the skyline like gold. You've been dirtying my skin like gold. You've been lighting up the skyline like gold. You've been dirtying my skin like gold. You've been lighting up the skyline like gold. You've been dirtying my skin like gold.
Pause it right there. Stop sharing my screen. All right, so that's another one. Jared T, I've been all over this guy. I mean, if you have a question, feel free to jump in. I have questions, but talk to me. I don't want to miss anything. I know you got stuff lined up.
No, so really, I just want to know, like, to me, like, did you have what was your inspiration? Because that one to me kind of definitely had the lo-fi sound to it, and it sounded a little bit different than some of like your earlier work. You know, is that just a new experimentation? Like, you know, where did that come from?
Yeah, like I always like I feel like one thing about rap specifically that nobody seems to give enough credit for is like just like the way I really think, and you know, like I think like I think it's like a cliche thing to say, but like a lot of people are really like this shit is really poetry. Like people really know how to use words and kind of bend them to their will. But like, yeah, like I kind of learned all my songwriting skills from rap, but like, you know, as my career went on, like you know, singing was always something that like I wanted to try, but like didn't really have the confidence to do until I just like started doing it. So yeah, we kind of made like the producer was like listening to Sade for a minute. So he was like, let me make some Sade vibe type shit. Um, and then I kind of wrote it because like I felt like there's some sort of, and like I think all music is open to interpretation or whatever. But like I kind of wrote it as like a kind of like a flip on like, you know, like oil is black gold and like how like, you know, just like black people in general aren't valued enough in society and like that kind of, you know, that kind of topic. Especially being from a city like Memphis where it's just like it's majority black city, like this is the culture, and like, you know, a lot of people sleep on it, and like I feel like, you know, as a whole we're just like such a resilient group of people.
I love it, man. Like I love the inspiration on it. Just in the spirit of moving things along. Louie, if we want to get into the last one and then like you know, queue up whatever you got left for him and then hit him with his last question.
Yeah, absolutely perfect timing. So here we go. We got this next one. This one is Payday by Jon Waltz.
My nigga, automatic payday, automatic grade.
It's a vibe, baby.
All day,
It's a vibe.
day, ay. My nigga, automatic payday, automatic grade. All day, ay. Call up my dogs, call up my dogs. We gon' be on BETMTH1. Yeah. Call up my dogs, call up my dogs. We gon' be on BETMTH1. Yeah. 1 milli, cell phone flip to another one. Okay, 1 milli, cell phone flip to another one. Right now, gotta get my head right. I took a wrong turn. I never asked for help. Hiding out, I keep my head down and I keep my mouth shut. I keep it to myself. It's crazy inside, up there, but it's crazier outside. Out there, if you ask me, I'm fine. I swear, yeah. It's like I'm making money now. Call up my plug, ha, hit 'em up. Negative 100,000. Call up my plug, ha, hit 'em up. Call up my dogs, we gon' be on BETMTH1. Yeah. Call up my dogs, we gon' be on BETMTH1. Yeah. 1 milli, cell phone flip to another one. 1 milli, cell phone flip to another one. My nigga, automatic payday, automatic grade. All day, ay. My nigga, automatic payday, automatic grade. All day, ay. Call up my dogs, we gon' be on BETMTH1. Yeah. Call up my dogs, we gon' be on BETMTH1. Yeah. 1 milli, cell phone flip to another one. 1 milli, cell phone flip to another one.
I'm gonna cut it there because I know we only got about like 3 more minutes. So, so that was Payday by Jon Waltz. Jon, really quick. I mean, if you want to just give us a quick overview of that song, and I definitely want you to plug your links again. I want to make sure people know where to find you and all that. I don't want to forget about that.
Louie, stop the show real quick.
Oh, my fault. Good call. Sorry about that. So yeah, so talk about that song, Payday, Jon Waltz, and yeah, we'll get out of here in a minute.
Yeah, that one I made that whole project when I was just like, I hate being an artist. I don't really want to make music like that. So like, and everything at that point in time was reflective of like, if I get a budget that is the one that I want, I'm gonna be in so much debt that it's not gonna matter. Like I will be recouping from this label for like 20 years. like legitimately. So yeah, that was kind of like the inspiration behind that. And then yeah, like the funny thing about the video is like I had called like probably like 10 people to show up and everybody's like, I'm on the way. And then like when we started shooting, like nobody showed up. So it was just like us three. It was like, all right, well, we got to figure out how to like, we got the studio for like 2.5 hours. So you got to figure out how to make a music video. So we just kind of like pieced it together.
You did really good for being, having to adjust the plan and going from 10 to 3 people. That was a dope video for sure.
I love it.
Yeah, like we were, like it's kind of crazy, like what you can make with no resources. Like it's kind of wild if you really put your head to it and just like try to finesse.
Yes, that's right. A lot of people I think don't realize what the capability of their own simple phones or their own GarageBand can do. You can make something pretty high high end if you just work it to the ability that it's there for almost. But Joe, so before we get out of here, talk a little bit about just where we could find you, if you have any new drops that are coming up, anything like that you want to mention. And if I'm forgetting anything, feel free to fill it in.
Yeah, so every social is just at Jon Waltz, JON WALTZ. Yeah, right now I'm rolling out this EP I have called My Golden Horse. And like I'm kind of just like slowly introducing it to Web3, because like we shot music videos for this that I'm really, really proud of. And the music is just like music that I spent a long time putting together. So I'm like, I cannot stress how excited I am to like be able to share shit like this, because I didn't think I would ever like be this decent at making music. So like it's cool to be able to finally like put that out there after sitting on it for so long. But yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate y'all for throwing me on here.
Dude, I'm super excited to hear what it comes out. Again, like, we led off with Trainwreck. I love that sound because that's even a newer sound for you than everything else. Like it's, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be fire. And like kind of not knowing what to expect from you makes it even more exciting for me. Like I know we're going to have some good stuff in store.
Yeah, and I grew up on like NERD, like Pharrell. Yeah. So like, like there's always gonna be little hints of just like weirdness in my shit, just because like I just grew up like that.
Appreciate it, man, dude. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you for a minute, to let you share some light on your story, some of your journey, to learn from you. You are completely humbled. You make absolutely great music. You should never shy away from telling people that, because the only reason why they don't know about how great Jon Waltz is just because they haven't heard it. But once they hear that shit, there's no denying it. You have an amazing sound. Real glad to have you on Music Mondays. Any last words before I close this out? Don't choose violent.
Yeah, Natalie, say something violent.
Well, I am going to be violent real quick. I want to make sure we answer Adam's question, and I want you to let everybody know where to get all your stuff. And feel free to add any last things you want to say to folks listening. And super excited to have you. And now I'm going to stalk you on Twitter even more. And so and shout out to the homie. They told me to say this on Facebook, North Memphis. So yeah.
John,
boy, we got them deep in here today.
They want to know, John, where they can check out your catalog. That's what they want to know.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
So everything is on Spotify if you want to go that route. But they're not gonna pay me, so what I am gonna plug you into.
I was gonna say Natalie will get.
Fucking love that he says that shit. We gotta get you on Emanate. That's number one.
We gonna get you on Emanate. We got you.
Yeah, but right now I'm on I'm literally only on Catalog and Sound XYZ, but I'm gonna try and just like diversify myself a little bit more in the near future, because that should be expensive as fuck, and I don't expect anybody to buy music for that much. I'm gonna be real with you.
We're gonna get all y'all artists on Emanate so y'all can get paid, and let me go hook John up with some tokens. Don't care what my boss says.
He knows you choose violence already, so he knows there's a certain amount of tokens that just.
Yeah, no, you don't get Natalie. We all know that.
But yeah, so check him out. Check him out. Sound XYZ, you said, and Catalog, right?
Yes, sir.
So it has been
the sound drop is actually, you can even find that on OpenSea. So I picked that one up called iPhone. And so like some people are relisting that on OpenSea. So like if you want to go pick that up, people paper hand stuff. I got one for the low. So
check him, follow him, get on his Twitter handle. It's the same name on every platform. Jon Waltz. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolutely fabulous night with my host, Jared T, Natalie Crew. We're getting a nickname for you, maybe on the next time. But as for right now, I am Louie C. Rhymes, the NFT rapper, a.k.a. NF Trapper. It's Louie, baby, with another episode of Music Mondays. Thank you so much, Jon Waltz. Love y'all, our vibe, our tribe, LADZ City Network. Shout out all the hip-hop heads. Peace out, family. Love y'all.
Like that New York City beatbox will come with options like clicking on them.
Do I need to do anything else? No. Okay, here we go.
Everything around, never that. I'm moving hella stacks in and out my MetaMask. Like, oh, let me tell you what's true. Too many people doubt themselves, especially you. Embrace the bad. I met the devil, told him hello, had to shake his hand. Put the pedal to the metal, can't escape this man. Just the way she pans. And when I listen to the universe, it plays my jam. So I won't peek. And when it comes to these black lives and gay rights, no, there's not a shot that I won't speak. Smoking an L in the concrete, Bubba the Biggie and Pac beats. I got heat like Palm Beach, and I'm an issue that my squad eats. For the hip hop head, what does it mean to be a hip hop head? Yo, come with me if you a hip hop head. Forever you want Louie, baby. Hop's dead, can't tell me nothing. I'm whatever you want in your life. Bubba the Biggie and Pac beats, you can have that shit. Smoking an L in the concrete, get it. I go off like you teach you how to patience.